This just means I'm in love. All praise to the creator of the stars up above, and that blessings rain down on us. When I see the sun shining, this just means I'm in love. All praise to the creator of the stars up above. Yo, what's good? It's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy, so that the scales will prevail. We back at it with another video. I'm here to continue the Mars series. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, by the way. If you like the content, do me a favor, go ahead and like, go ahead and comment, you know what I mean? Y'all gotta forgive me though, I'm a little tired, so excuse me. But yeah, we're continuing with the fourth sign, which is Cancer, Mars, when it comes into the sign of Cancer, right? Whenever we have Mars come into the sign of Cancer, Mars is known first off as the god of war in Roman mythology, which I've told you guys before. And when we think about hot, fiery Mars, it's coming into a water sign. So what happens when we get the Martian energy coming into water? This is a steamy type of energy. It actually falls here. It's not comfortable in this sign, basically, for those of you who have Mars and Cancer. There's many things that we can see with the Mars sign. Just to get a little off of that, I'm going to show us how you act. I've told you before, you want to always compare your Mars sign with the Ascendant, basically, or your first house and what's going on in the first house. This is because the first house corresponds with Aries, and Mars rules over Aries, so it's kind of similar. So compare your Mars sign that you have and what's going on in that Ascendant, basically, to see how someone acts. It talks about your desires and where you direct your energy, and even how you direct your energy, basically, your Mars sign. It's going to tell us your anger and aggression in terms of how you deal with that, which we're going to go over. Also, sexual expression, right? So for sexual expression, you look at the Mars sign, but also compare it with your 8th house. And that's going to tell you more in terms of planets and your 8th house, and also any signs that are on the cusp, right? That's going to tell us more about how you are when it comes to sexuality. For a woman, in a woman's chart, Mars represents the ideal boyfriend archetype, basically, right? It's also going to show where you have conflict, because I told you guys that Mars is the god of war. So, in terms of, let's get to basically how you act, right? So, I like to always say when your Mars sign is coming through Cancer, you act like a Cancer. And how does a Cancer act? Cancer is the sign of the mother, very nurturing, right? So you would act in this manner. You can be very moody, temperamental, emotional at times too, but very protective, because, you know, this is the crab, basically. And the crab has a harder exterior but a softer interior, as it's ruled by the moon, right? You know, this can make you, yeah, just someone who's about family, natural healing energy as well too, right? But you know, in terms of your desires too, again, you could desire to nurture others, to protect others, basically. Definitely be about your family. I'm going to actually jump down to where you have conflict. I'm going to come back to anger and sexual expression. But since we have Martian energy, which represents conflict, quarrels, fights, and it's coming to the sign of Cancer. Cancer represents the home, the mother, family. It's going to show that in your upbringing you would have had some type of conflict, basically, even with family members. So a lot of times, you know, you may feel like you might move a bit more independent when it comes to your family. Also look at the house that it's in, because that's going to tell a bit more. But you are still at the same time a nurturing type of individual. In terms of anger and aggression, I told you we have hot and fiery Mars coming into a water sign. This is a steamy type of energy. A lot of times, you know, it can be harder to express your anger and your aggression, basically, when your Mars sign is coming through the sign of Cancer. Also too, when it comes to your fighting style, you may be a bit more passive aggressive. You can hold on to anger but explode at times. Mars and Cancer doesn't necessarily want to fight or be confrontational, basically. It may be harder to express that type of energy because, again, when Mars comes into Cancer, it actually falls, basically, right? Reason being is because Mars is actually exalted in the opposite sign, which is Capricorn, meaning that it's not the home sign that this Mars is in, but it does well in Capricorn. And when it comes into the opposite sign, it's falling in the sign of Cancer, as Cancer is opposite of Capricorn, right? Where it works very well in. Yeah, you also too, you would get when you're angered, you would be emotional, basically. You would be the type that's emotional when it comes to expressing your anger. So, you know, things we have to work on when we have this placement. In terms of sexual expression, you're more of the nurturer. In the bedroom, again, compare that with the 8th house and what's going on there, but this is more of a nurturing type of energy. Just with this energy, you may want to nurture your partners in the bedroom. You could also like closer connections, basically, or want to actually know the person before you just have sex with them, as this is water, basically a water sign. So water signs are about like closeness, emotional connection, things of that nature, right? You may not be the type to just sleep around when you have this placement just alone, but other things going on in the chart can change that. Ideal boyfriend archetype in a woman's chart, right? You would need the same qualities. You need someone who's caring, nurturing, about their family, definitely, since Cancer represents the family. You know, look at the house, because this could tell you more. What I've been telling people is that what I usually do when I'm reading a chart is I look at the house that it's in, and you would take upon Cancerian traits, which we already kind of discussed. But I'm going to link a video to keywords that correspond with each zodiac sign. I'll link it in the video, either at the top part of the screen or below, like in the comments or something like that. I'll put it below. So that's how you can find out keywords. But what you want to do is you can look up Cancerian keywords, right? And then also the house that it's in. If your Mars sign is in the 1st house, then you would take upon Aries traits in terms of your ideal boyfriend archetype. So this could be a very independent type of energy too, right? Because this is also how you act, you know what I mean, how you direct your energy. As Aries corresponds with the 1st house. If it's in the 2nd house, your ideal boyfriend archetype for a woman would have Taurian qualities, right? If it's in the 3rd house, this is Gemini qualities. If it's in the 4th house, this would be double down on that Cancerian energy. 5th house is Leo. 6th house would be Virgo. 7th is Libra. 8th is Scorpio. 9th is Sagittarius. 10th would be Capricorn. 11 would be Aquarius. And the 12th house basically would be Pisces. So again, compare for the ideal boyfriend archetypes in terms of the energy. Compare Cancerian type of energy with the sign that corresponds with the house to know like the qualities you need in a boyfriend. Also look at aspects too made to Mars. This would change kind of that dynamic in all these other areas we expressed too. We talked about conflict. It's also going to show by how do I say it? It's also going to show by house, which I told you guys. So look at the house. That can show where you have conflict, quarrels, but at the same time you would direct your energy in that area of life, basically, and that's what the houses represent. You may move independent when it comes to your family, because it could show forth for having conflict in this area, and Mars is like an independent type of energy. But at the same time, it's saying that you can act like leader, basically, or a family, you know what I mean, since you do have that nurturing type of quality with you, basically, in terms of how you act. So I'm gonna leave it there. This was Mars coming through Cancer. I hope this video was enlightening. Make sure you subscribe, like the content. We got more videos coming soon. Alright, y'all, peace.